Well, we'll get into our program. Miss Amy. Yay, Amy. Thank you, Amy, so much for being here.
Of course.
Amy is just one of our favorite staff. Oh my gosh.
How nice.
Well, you're very good at what you do. You're very passionate about what you do. You're there. You know what it's like to be a parent. So you are just fabulous, and we're very appreciative of you coming today. I know you're very busy. So before we begin, maybe people kind of want to know a little bit about you.
Oh, gee, I don't know. So,
Where do you start? It was a cabin in Kentucky, and
Westville, no. So I've been with Dunebrook for almost 3 years now, and I am in the Healthy Families program. I started out with Community Partners, a different program that we had, and came over after being a foster parent in the past. And being involved with a lot of different community organizations in Michigan City and just LaPorte County in general, I really wanted to kick the day job that I had and be able to do a day job that really spoke to what my values were, that could have the same kind of effect of the things that I was doing in my free time at night. Right. And coming to the Healthy Families program has been the perfect answer to that. There's nothing more nurturing or healing when you think about having been a foster parent, and I adopted my daughter from foster care, to be able to work with families who might be, young moms, or families who don't have a lot of family support, don't have the grandma and grandpa or the sister that can give advice, and to be able to support those families, before things become catastrophic, before things become too difficult, and those life stresses take hold. So I really wanted to find something that, was cheerful and positive and proactive that I could throw myself into. So wonderful, Amy. Here we are.
Well, and we know how involved you are in the community in general. And I would say that most people that work here at Dunebrook, all of us, there is an inner passion to do just what you said, Amy. I mean, you don't work here for no reason. You work here because you have a passion to want to improve the world, let alone our community, let alone young mom and dads, or expecting mom and dads. So thank you, honestly, Amy, for seeking us out and working here and doing a great job, and now you're doing some outreach things. But can you tell the listeners a little bit, what is Healthy Families?
So Healthy Families is just an incredible program that supports parents while mom is pregnant, when baby comes home, and they can stay in that program until baby turns 5. Wow. And so you have this relationship with your home visitor, who is the person that sticks with you. It's not like you have a weekly visit or a monthly visit with somebody from Dunebrook or somebody from Healthy Families who shuffles a few papers and gives you a handout about what 3 months looks like and sends you on your way. You actually build a relationship with your home visitor, and that's the person that's there along with the bumps through your pregnancy and when baby is little, and as they're gaining all those skills and growing up, becoming a toddler and getting ready eventually to go to school. Yeah. So your home visitor is a person that can help you with those child development questions, safety and health questions. There's so much information out there that you can Google. And there's so much information that comes back. And sifting through all of it is such a task. It's so difficult because so many things can look legit and look official. And a lot of it is just either outdated advice, stuff that isn't really based on evidence. And when you're a young parent, or even an old parent like me, I'm I'm definitely not a young person, and I just had a baby recently to go along with my teens, So anyway, when you're getting started out on your journey of parenting a baby, there's a lot of information out there. And the folks you're going to be turning to ask questions, even someone with me, who my family is always all around and has lots of friends, they're going to share information about when their kids were little. Yeah. Or, when you were little, we just put you in the little seat on the table and left you there while we cleaned the living room. Right. You were fine. Right. As science changes and as what doctors and pediatricians are recommending changes, we are able to be a filter for that information for our moms and dads and really look at it and say, oh yeah, no, like, yes, someone told you to put whiskey on the gums. That is a thing they said.
Yes, back in the day.
But back in the day, we were doing that. We were also having kids sitting in a milk crate on the front seat of a pickup truck. But we're not doing that now. So
Yeah, right.
let's reel it in.
And can I say, Amy, you mentioned two things. One,
Yeah.
it is a relationship with this expectant mom or new mom, baby under 3 months to qualify. And you do home visits, but with COVID, you do that virtually.
Yeah. So just the last couple weeks, we've been all virtual out of caution because of how serious the
And is it
uptick
once
in
a
cases
month
has
or
been.
once a week most of the time?
So when you first start out, it's once a week because you're not going to be able to build that relationship without
Sure.
having that person. And as your child gets older, you might change that frequency of visits. There's no one specific formula.
Oh, that's perfect.
It's whatever any of our families
Right.
needs.
Right.
The same with the information that we bring. Like I said, we don't just bring, here's a 3-month handout that says 3 months, enjoy month 3, have a great day.
Right.
We really bring the information of what our families want to know about, what they're interested in, what they feel like they want to ask about or learn about, or just stuff that we think would benefit their baby.
Yeah, their
It's
unique
all
situation.
personalized.
Yeah.
It's completely personalized.
So, and can you talk a little bit about the depot and the literacy part, how we bring
Oh.
crafts and books?
Sure. So it's not just child development and safety and health information that we bring. Education is a huge piece of really just being that start before you get to preschool, before you get to anywhere. Like parents, we are our baby's first teachers. And so giving parents the tools that they need to raise a child that's going to love learning. And sometimes it might seem like, well, we bring books. I'm going to read the baby the book from front to back.
Right.
And I'm going to show them the words, and then they're going to be a lover of literature. But even just letting the baby chew on the book is going to get them there. So a lot of what we bring too that's learning might be dropping clothespins into a milk jug. Or it might be how to take a cardboard box, which I'm currently using at my home, 5 different ways to keep my little one busy.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a lot of expensive toys or fancy things. But when it is time to get something like that that could be really fun for your family, the depot is the place to go. Not just for necessities. We do have some toys and stuff
And the
too.
depot is here.
Yes, our family depot at Doombrook is just for our healthy families. And we have everything from diapers, wipes, which I'd say is like the most popular thing, dish soap, mops, toys, like sometimes little outfits. And they all come from donations. The community comes together and brings these things that families need. And they're able to earn points to get them. Now, there's a lot of different places you can go in the community to get this or that, and help with different things. And it can be so daunting to know all that information. Diapers are one of those things that it is just so difficult. There aren't that many resources to be able to get help with diapers. And so even for some of our moms, who use cloth diapers, we're able to get some resources for them for the depot as
great.
well and help them with that journey. So, it really is specific. The different things that moms and dads can do to earn the points are some things that we take for granted, just like doing anyway.
Right.
Like getting those immunizations and the vaccines for your baby at the different intervals that they go to the doctor, keeping up with those wellness visits. All the goals in the program are goals families set for themselves.
Yeah, great. So
We don't
you-
dictate what those
right.
goals would be.
That's
Right.
good.
The beauty of what you're saying, what Amy's talking about, is that the program's free, number one.
Totally voluntary.
Totally voluntary. And it is designed to meet the needs of the individual expectant mom or mom. One of the things Tammy and I have talked about, and you talked about, Amy, is that it is really, sometimes when we have family that's available, the information that you as a healthcare provider, if you would, home care, home visitor, is really new and inventive and out of the box thinking that can really support the mom. Tammy, I know you talked about that. Like, one of the questions I have, Amy, is all moms could benefit from this program.
Absolutely.
And sometimes
Yeah.
when you think you know it all or have family like myself, it's nice to get outside information.
Oh, absolutely.
Or talk to someone. Maybe,
Yeah.
Tammy,
Yes.
you could talk about that
Talk
for a
to
minute.
someone. Yeah.
Yeah, just
About-
to have that person that comes that is there to see you as the mom, you as the dad, and the baby, how you're all doing. And just the other day, I ran into a home visitor who was grabbing laundry detergent and dish soap to take to a family. And I thought, what an amazing thing during the pandemic for them not to have to worry about, if it's just one person at home, having to take the baby out to get those things.
Yeah.
And also, with having a 3-year-old, I still remember, how devastating it could be and lead you to tears because you're so sleep deprived that I don't have laundry soap. I have just blown the week. And to have somebody show up, that's just a help for the baby and the mom.
Yeah, definitely this our program supports families completely, and not just as the mom and dad too, but as individuals and what their goals are as people.
Yes.
Having just had a baby, I feel like I understand in a new way, because again, my other kid's adopted. So understanding in a new way just how much you can feel like there's not much of you left.
Oh my gosh.
Spending like 10 hours a day in the beginning, you're just breastfeeding, sitting in a chair, like,
Right.
would that it were someone would show up to talk to you, the days are long,
Right,
the
right.
nights are longer,
Right. Well,
and you don't have to be like living in a box to need services.
Right.
No.
And you don't have to need services to benefit
Yeah.
from services. That's what's so great about our program. Like, it is a little bit means tested, but you don't have to be completely desperate coming forward in supplication to get somebody to offer your family a helping hand
Right.
and some just support
Right.
with dignity
Right.
as equals coming to the table as just
Oh, that is-
people.
yes.
So it's just,
And can I ask you, Amy,
Yeah.
for a minute, for those listening or people who may know someone who's expecting that might benefit from this program, what keeps women or even fathers from reaching out to get outside support, would you say? Why someone would want this, but they're...
We were talking about how I do outreach, and so I feel like I've gotten a vibe for all the different moms and dads that I've
Yes.
talked to, and some things that give them pause. Like when someone walks into your hospital room
Yeah.
and you just had a baby a day ago, and they're like, "Hi, I'm Amy with Dunebrook. I brought a book for your baby, and I want to talk to you about a free program." It's like, okay. What's the scam?
Yes.
Why do these people want in my house? I mean, the reason that we are in your house isn't because we need to snoop around and do a white glove test.
Right.
If you have a baby, your house is messy, and we all know.
Right.
And it's totally fine. You do
Yeah.
not have to clean up for us to come over. But we're there because you're there,
Yeah.
and we come to you. Transportation is a huge barrier, even for, folks that are doing well. Do you want to bundle a baby up in
Right.
5-degree weather
Right.
and
So-
come out to an
and I'm
office?
going to interrupt for a second, Amy. So you bring up such a good point. The idea that people might be hesitant to have someone come into their home or even virtually come into their home. You have to understand the mission of Dunebrook is child abuse prevention and intervention. And the prevention piece is to help struggling, or not even struggling, just moms who may need some support. So it's the positive, happy part of strengthening our community and giving support to moms.
That makes me think. So when you
Yeah.
say, obviously our mission at Dunebrook is child abuse prevention. And so sometimes when people hear that, they're like, I'm not going to hit my kids. What are you
Right.
talking about?
Yes.
But the thing is that making sure that people have access to the resources that they need is child abuse prevention. Making sure that people have access to housing, access to food, access to their basic needs and their more, advanced needs of love and support is prevention.
Yeah.
That's what
Absolutely.
prevention is.
Yeah.
And so some people hear that and they think they're going to see me, bopping my kid and
Yeah.
call a DCS down there and meet. Like, no, having your needs met
Right.
prevents all the bad stuff in life. And
Right.
right now, things are not easy for folks. Everyone is just an emergency or two away. And I mean, everyone from their life being completely turned upside down. The pandemic is the best teacher of that to some of us who felt like that could never happen to
Right.
me.
Right.
We have families who would have been donors before the pandemic
Right. Right.
who are so thankful to have those diapers
Right.
now. I work here. If I got free diapers for something, I'd be like, free
Yeah.
diapers, let's do it.
Absolutely.
You know, you don't
And
have to
can you-
sit through a bunch of classes that are
Right.
2 hours long and then fill out a test. I mean,
Yeah.
It's just talking.
I love the part of the non-judgmental. You are not
Yes.
judged. I've gone on shadowing home visitors. You know, it's okay that XYZ is happening in your home. Our home visitors are not judgmental. Do you want to talk about that?
yeah,
for a
I
minute?
mean, it doesn't pass the bra test. Like, you do not have to put the bra on for us to come over, okay? Like, the first time I meet moms, I'll kind of see they're wearing like jeans. I'm like, you wear jeans in your house?
Yeah.
No, you don't. Like, just stop. It's time for us to relax here. We're just
Yeah.
coming by. But some of my moms that I have now, I've had since I started working here. And you come over, and I mean, you see it. They become more comfortable, more open to sharing. And we're not like, you're not hosting guests for Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
It's just someone stopping by to offer you support
That's
and maybe
wonderful.
bounce the baby a little while you do pick something up. I mean,
Yeah. Oh,
And
you
maybe
know.
a friend of support, you know, so that, and they, or have someone that they can trust, that might be
Yeah.
outside of who their people are.
And-
And we always talk about it takes a village, and, you know,
Yes.
when I was raising my girls, or back when I was even raised, we don't talk about that stuff, but then it's become more open now, and it's, you
Right.
need to have those resources.
Definitely.
Because they're out there,
Right.
and people want to give them.
So when you talk about the village, like things nowadays are so household focused. It's like you're the parent and your kid's your job, and then you have your job and you're just trying to make it work. And our human nature, it's contrary to it. We're meant to be together and working together, and our children are meant to be raised by many hands.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
And some folks don't have enough hands. And so, even if you do, you know, to ask a friend or a parent or a relative to come over and help you or ask for advice, it can be really hard.
Yeah.
But you don't have to worry about asking us anything.
Right.
Because we're neutral.
Right. And Amy,
Yeah.
you bring up a point that Amy has been seeing clients since she started here years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea, so that tells me they love you.
Yeah,
They
I
want
hope
you-
so,
well,
if you're
they-
watching.
to see the same person for 2 years, not every week, but a lot, it says how much you mean to them. So I guess what I'd like you to address a little bit, Amy, is that if I'm listening, I'm really scared of just having anyone in my house anytime. Try us out. You'll have a phone call. Tell us a little bit about what, and that
I
they
got-
can stop at any time.
I got a text today
Yes.
with a picture of a degree from one of my moms who finished her degree this last semester.
Wow.
I can't say her name because of confidentiality reasons, but congratulations. Like,
Yes.
and just to see that journey, like, don't think about it like someone, you know, like the villain from Lilo and Stitch is going to come over to your house and bring you one diaper if you read 5 books. It's not like that. This is someone that 3 years from now you're going to text a picture of your degree to. So,
So, in other words, if someone calls and asks to speak to someone just to find out about the program, our number's on the screen, and they can find out, then they'll have an assessment. Someone will ask them some questions.
so Ebony will talk with you.
And Ebony is a sweet, wonderful person.
And she might ask you a million super personal questions, and that's like the only time that happens, just in the beginning. Because sometimes it can be hard to open up when you first meet someone.
Yeah.
She'll get enough information from you to know which one of us is going to be a good match.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once that's over, it's like, hi, how was your week?
Very general.
Oh, baby's walking. Cool. It's not going to be like, tell me about your childhood.
Right.
You know.
And when they start, I always talk about this for counseling, is like, if you have a first session and you like it, great, continue on. If for whatever reason you have a first session with a home visitor and you don't like it, which never happens,
but
you
if
can
it's
say
in, you
no.
can just say, you know, it's
Thanks,
not
but no
for me.
thanks.
it's not going to hurt our feelings. We know
Right.
it's not for everybody or everybody would do it. Like, but one thing is, Ebony brings you a pack and play right away for free.
Can you say that one more time?
A pack and play. So if you're not someone who has ever tossed your child into a pack and play, I'll say it's a portable crib. It's a safe place to sleep. You know, we have those available to all of our families when they talk with Ebony and they're getting a home visitor chosen. They'll get a pack and play and a little welcome bundle
how nice.
from Doombrook.
For
And when
free,
the visitor
for
comes,
free, for
there's
free.
a beautiful little gift with some little welcome goodies. I don't want to spoil the surprise. We bring books when we come. We might bring something that relates to our monthly safety topics, like, you know, baby proofing supplies, or perhaps we might bring, like, you know, just little freebies like a nightlight when we're talking about sleep. And just anything that you donate to Doombrook is going directly, like,
Right.
to these families when you bring something in, you know?
And you also bring up the confidentiality issue. Can you talk
It's
about
totally
that?
private. You know, when we are talking with our families, it's not like we're going to get on Facebook and blast about it. That's totally private. Unless we got subpoenaed, we'd never even be able to reveal your name.
Yeah. So
Everything is kept in a lockbox. It's just all totally private, you know.
Great. Any questions or thoughts, Tammy, that you think would be good to talk about, Lisa, Megan? Anything else, Amy, that you'd like to talk about the program? As far as donating to the program?
So, you know, as far as donations to the program go, it can be hard sometimes to be like, oh, they might need diapers. I'm going to go buy, you know, like Lisa said, the number's right there. Call us or click donate. We can find ways to make that money go far for our families and make sure that we get what their needs are right in their hands, and we pay, you know, for all of the resources and information and extra things that we need to support them.
Yes.
Like Lisa said, even if it's $5, what $5 can mean
Right.
in our depot
Right.
of just of
Right.
stuff.
Well, just what Tammy talked about. You remember those days where you ran out of clothes soap? It's freezing cold outside. You've got a baby. You're exhausted. Your home visitor comes with soap. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, thank
Yeah.
Save
you.
the day.
Yeah, you're
Can
you
make
know,
a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
yes, absolutely. And just the fact that we're able to have grant writing to get things like all the
Yeah.
books we bring to families. I see their libraries grow week to week on the shelf and bringing books for all the children in the household.
Right.
Like, that is all supported by the money that will be donated to
Right.
Doombrook. And really, as resources are lacking and things get tougher and tougher in the world that we're living in, and it becomes a harsher and harsher place to raise our babies, you know, it's hard to choose sometimes where to direct anything extra that you do have.
Right.
But Doombrook will make sure that it goes as far as possible
Right.
and that it meets the needs of people with respect and dignity.
Oh my gosh, Amy, you are just a gem.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you have anything else, Amy, that you think would be important to add?
I will just say, like, if you are pregnant or, you know someone who's pregnant, you don't have to be on dire straits to benefit from this. Of course, not every person qualifies for the program, but you'd be surprised. Like, if you think you might not qualify, you'd be surprised.
Just check it out.
So just give us a call and check it out. And, you know, give it a few chances, meeting with your visitor,
Yeah.
and you might find a resource that you will cherish later in life, you know,
Right.
and remember back during that rough time when you brought baby home,
Right.
the support that was there for you.
We always say it doesn't come with a baby doesn't come with a manual.
It
So,
doesn't.
No.
we all
It
have to
doesn't.
have
A lot of
you
challenges.
know, so-
Right.
Yes.
Well, Amy, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Tammy,
thank
do you
you.
have anything else you want to add or question? Anything?
Not right now. You've
Okay.
been very helpful.
I'll be around.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Doombrook appreciates you all, especially those who are involved with Doombrook in any way, shape, or form. We also would just like to say truly that if you want to know about healthy families, just give us a call just to find out. And that is, the self-care issue and being intentional as a busy, expectant mom or a new mom. That is taking care of yourself, and that's not being selfish, but that's being really, really healthy, both mentally and physically. So thank you, Amy. We're so excited. Tammy, our new executive director, will be taking over for Tuesday at 10 next week. Woo-hoo!
That's right.
And she is just a wealth of information and passion, just like Amy, just like Lisa and Megan. So our final wish is, this is the second week in February or January. And we say again, Happy New Year. Take time for yourself and really be kind to yourself. Be kind, because Amy, you bring up a really good point. We sometimes forget how not only the beginning of the year with the crazy winter and cold and the COVID, but life is kind of crazy. And to not want about that, but to respect the fact that it takes a toll on us and be intentional about taking care of yourself. So again, thank you for joining us. Be kind to yourself and Happy New Year.